All right, I'm Sean Cassidy, and this is the Halo 3 ODST Uplift Nature Reserve mock.
So this is a wonderfully large model. What exactly are we looking at? It's from Halo, I'm assuming?
Yep, it's from Halo 3 ODST, and it's the last mission in the game where all the ODSTs essentially fall back to this building right here and wait for evacuation, and you have to fight off hordes and hordes of Covenant, and so that's kind of what I've depicted here.
Very cool, very cool. Now, such a large build, I always find these to be somewhat of a logistical challenge in terms of coordinating like what you're going to build, how you're going to do it, all that stuff. So how did you go about building this? What was your first step?
Well, I've always done collabs, as you know, and this year, instead of that, I decided to try to do a large-scale build on my own. And to start, I went through the game and started looking at the building through the theater mode and kind of getting an idea of how big it could be in Lego form. And I actually initially started without these roads here and just built this area. And then I figured that roads are not too difficult, so I threw them in on the front, and it turned out pretty well.
Very nice, very nice. Now, maybe starting at the front and working towards the back, give us like a little bit of a run-through of what we're looking at and what the different characters, creatures, features are doing.
All right, so in the front here on the roads, we've got a few rows of jackals, brutes, and grunts, the three main enemies you fight in the game. And they are essentially running in on the road up to the top of the building here where all of the ODSTs and Marines are stationed. And essentially they're storming in to attack them, and these guys are all making a last defense. That's why you can see a lot of ammo crates and whatnot stationed up here at the top. And then of course on the roof, not much action going on up there, and that's because it's kind of a safe area. We got a sniper up there, a drop pod crash, and a few Marines restocking on weapons and ammo.
Very nice, very nice. Now, walk us through a few of your favorite features of the whole model. Like, what are you particularly proud of, and why?
All right, well, I like all the plants here. You could see there's like tons of plant boxes, all with a similar plant technique. That took a really long time, but I think the end result was well worth it. And then a few other details I incorporated to make it look a lot like New Mombasa, which is the city it takes place in, where these details over here on the plant boxes, which include the graffiti that people spray when they found out the world was kind of ending due to an alien invasion, as well as the health boxes that you see throughout the game. Another cool feature is right here on the front. Victor Fernandez, Eclipse Graphics, printed this awesome sign for the building, which depicts the name, of course.
Very cool, very cool. That's an awesome, awesome creation. I guess maybe what I'm trying to think. Like when I see a build this big, I'm always perplexed at how it arrived in one piece or not one piece, depending. How did you break down for transit?
All right, well, first of all, the roads, like I said, I added them later. They come off very easily. They're like connected by a few Technic pins. Aside from that, from about here onward, it's all one piece, and when I was building it, I made it very sturdy so that I could essentially load it onto a large piece of wood and just load it in my car so it doesn't break down at all except for the roads.
Very smart, very smart. Now, if you were to recommend, or give tips, recommendations to anyone looking to build something like this, what's the one piece of advice that you have for executing like a large-scale build like this with lots of different creatures, features, figures? What would you wish you knew before you started out?
I'd say just get a basic plan going first. If it's off a reference like mine, go through the game and kind of map out what you're going to put where and stuff. If it's not from a reference, just get a good plan going so you know what goes where and how big to make everything.
Very good advice. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Sean. Wonderful build.
Thank you very much.